Throughout the ages, the story of Israel has stood as one of faith, resilience, and divine promise. Long before the birth of Jesus Christ, before the rise and fall of empires, and before nations drew their modern borders, there was Israel, a land chosen by God Himself, a covenant sealed with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and a people entrusted with His eternal law. The Holy Land belongs to Israel because it was given by divine decree, not by human politics or passing powers. From the very beginning of time, the Jewish people were placed in this sacred land with a purpose that transcends generations and history. The Jewish people were living in Israel thousands of years before Rome ever existed, before the Christian world emerged, and before the modern nations of today took shape. Ancient Jerusalem, Hebron, Bethlehem, and Shiloh. These names are not just points on a map. They are the heartbeat of the Jewish soul and the proof of their unbroken connection to the land. Every stone in Jerusalem whispers the prayers of prophets and kings. Every mountain and valley has seen the footprints of Abraham, David, and Elijah. The Jewish people were chosen by God to be the keepers of His covenant, a light unto the nations, and the protectors of His truth on earth. It was the Roman Empire, known for its cruelty and thirst for domination, that tried to erase the Jewish identity and rewrite the story of Israel. When the Romans destroyed the Second Temple in the year 70 CE, they not only burned the holy sanctuary, but also scattered the Jewish people throughout the world. Yet, even in exile, the Jewish heart never forgot Zion. For 2,000 years, wherever they wandered, they prayed, "Next year in Jerusalem." No empire, no persecution, no hatred could extinguish that sacred longing. The Romans may have changed the name of Judea to Palestina in their attempt to humiliate and erase the Jewish nation, but history and truth cannot be rewritten by force. Israel remained in the heart of every Jew, eternal, holy, and alive. The Jewish people are not merely survivors of history, they are living proof of divine prophecy. God promised Abraham that his descendants would never perish, and that they would return to their land. That promise was fulfilled in our time, when the modern state of Israel was reborn in 1948. It was not the creation of men, it was the continuation of God's word. After centuries of exile, persecution, and the darkest chapter of the Holocaust, the Jewish people returned home, not as conquerors, but as heirs to their ancient covenant. Against all odds, they made the desert bloom, turned a small strip of land into a thriving democracy, and became a light of innovation, science, and hope for the world. Israel's existence is not a coincidence, it is a divine reality. The same God who parted the Red Sea and gave the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai has preserved Israel through every storm. No empire that rose against Israel has ever stood the test of time. The Egyptians fell, the Assyrians vanished, Babylon turned to dust, Greece crumbled, and Rome became a memory. But Israel lives. That alone is proof that Israel's destiny is guided by the hand of the Almighty. To stand with Israel is to stand with truth, with history, and with the eternal covenant of God. Those who bless Israel will be blessed, as it is written in Genesis 12 verse 3. "I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse." The Jewish people have given the world moral law, monotheism, and the values that shape all modern civilization. The Ten Commandments, the prophets, the Psalms, and the concept of justice, all were born in the land of Israel. The spiritual foundation of humanity was laid by the hands of the Jewish people under the guidance of God. It is vital for the world to remember that the Jewish people were not intruders in the Holy Land. They were its first inhabitants, the original children of God's promise. The Holy Land belongs to Israel because God gave it to them, not temporarily, but forever. The story of Israel is not just about survival, it is about divine purpose. It is the testimony that faith is stronger than fear, that light is greater than darkness, and that truth can never be erased by lies. Even in the face of hatred, Israel continues to stand tall, not by the sword, but by the Spirit of God. Every time Israel is attacked, every time lies are spread to delegitimize its existence, the truth shines brighter. The Jewish people have never sought to harm others. They have sought only peace, safety, and the right to live in their ancestral homeland. They are a people of wisdom, compassion, and perseverance. They have built hospitals that treat all, shared technology that saves lives worldwide, and created sanctuaries of prayer that welcome all faiths. The Holy Land is not just geography, it is sacred history. It is the bridge between heaven and earth. The covenant that began thousands of years ago still stands today, unbroken and eternal. Israel is not merely a nation, it is a testimony of God's faithfulness. As long as there is breath in the world, Israel will live. Because God's promise does not fade. Because truth cannot die. Because the people of Israel are chosen by God, yesterday, today, and forever.